Hello everyone, it's Davy Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas where I run the jazz guitar program. I'm a Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist. Got the new Sunnyside CD we're going to record at the end of this month, which is July, in July 2022 in Brazil. And it's my Mel Bay book, Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary. And the new Mel Bay book is out. You guys, it is called Into the Labyrinth, An Anatomy of Position Playing for Jazz Guitar, and it goes through the process that I followed to kind of, I don't want to say master the fretboard, but become familiar and become fluent on the fretboard. And I haven't got my physical copies yet. I'm going to be doing, some videos to talk about that, but check it out, it's available. And yeah, I'm back from Jalapa. I spent the month of June in Veracruz, Mexico, the state of Veracruz, in the city of Jalapa. Had a really great time, drank some great coffee, played some great gigs with Orbis Tertius and Roberto Sanchez Picasso, and lots of other folks. I don't want to name everybody, it would take forever. But man, what a great time. Did a presentation on personalizing jazz vocabulary, masterclass, etc. But excited to get back to doing these videos. I enjoy them very much. And today I want to talk to you all about the John Coltrane tune Moment's Notice, which he recorded on the album Blue Train. I believe it's 58 on Blue Note Records. Really classic, Blue Note album. The Blue Note sound. Great ensemble, three-horn front line with Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller. You got Philly Joe Jones, Kenny Drew on piano, Paul Chambers. Such a classic record. Kind of, I guess you could say, culmination of that era of Train, like the Giant Steps Changes era. He did all those Prestige records, and then was that the only one he did for Blue Note, Blue Train? I'm not sure, but yeah, really great album. And this tune is very challenging. I mean, it's a different type of challenge than the Coltrane Changes, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna, without further ado, dive right into the harmony of the thing. So you have, this is, I think of it as a enharmonic modulation. That's what Jerome Kern would have called it. Common tone sort of modulation, negative guide tones. But the idea that the first couple chords you have E minor 7, A7, F minor 9, B flat 7 to E flat. And what ties all that together, that chromatic 2-5 thing, is that the note G is the minor third of E minor, flat 7 of A flat 7 of A7, excuse me, and then the 9 of F minor 9 and the 13 of B flat. So that one note enables that chromaticism in the bass motion and the chromatic 2-5, E minor 7, A7, F minor 7, B flat 7. And sometimes when I don't want to go, play something over E minor and then play something up a half step over F minor, I focus on those common tones that we have there, and that's kind of where I got the whole idea of it. I don't think I invented the concept, but the thing I talk about in the book of negative guide tones, common tones. Benny Golson tunes do that a lot as well, and I know Benny Golson and Train were high school buddies in Philadelphia, so maybe they were talking about some of the same stuff. But anyway, so E minor 7, A7, F minor 9, B flat 13, E flat. And then A flat minor, D flat 7. Then D minor, same idea, D minor 7, G7, E flat minor 9, A flat 7, D flat. So you kind of have the same progression, whole step away. Cycle like C minor B7 or C minor F7, B flat minor A7 or E flat 7 to A flat again. So we're kind of in the key of we're sort of in the key of E flat the whole song, right? Relative minor, then to the 4, A flat major again, A flat minor, and then you have this sort of G minor C7, A flat minor, D flat 7, G flat major, F minor, B flat. And that's the first half of the song. So E minor, D7, F minor, B flat 7, E flat major, A flat minor, D flat 7, D minor, G7, E E flat minor, A flat 7, D flat major 7, 2, 5 to C minor, B 7, B flat minor, A 7, A flat major, A flat minor, D flat 7, G minor, C 7, A flat minor, D flat 7, G flat major, F minor, B 5. Hope I said all those right. Sometimes, you know, a lot of flats and a lot of processes for the old brain to play and explain at the same time. I feel like every now and then I'll miss a flat in the name of the chord that I say. So then the second half of the song starts the same: E minor, A7, F minor, B flat 7, E flat major, A flat minor, D flat 7, D minor, G 7, E flat minor, A flat 7, D flat major, minor 2, 5 to C. So this is all the same: B flat minor, A7, A flat major, A flat minor. And here's a little difference, kind of like 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. But they do a pedal over B flat, and they kind of go E flat major, F minor, G minor, F minor, E flat major, F minor, G minor, F minor, E flat, and there's a break. Pretty much every chorus they do that kind of hard break there. It's all over a B flat pedal. And I love this song, though. You know, it's kind of a that break at the end of each chorus is kind of annoying in a certain sense. It kind of like messes with the momentum of your solo at times. And there's a Dexter Gordon version of this that I love on Manhattan Symphony. I guess that's from the 70s, where, you know, he plays the tune pretty straight, although instead of going, you know, having that, he does this little vamp where he's like, then he substitutes kind of like an Afro-Cuban feel instead of the B-flat pedal thing. And I really like that, so sometimes I try to substitute that, although with the track, trying to program, you know, a track with the iReal app and all that, I had to kind of settle for the B-flat pedal, although I got rid of it sometimes because it was so relentless in the, you know, the MIDI, computerized, whatever they've got going on in that app. I just got rid of the B-flat pedal every other bar because it was just pounding into my skull. But yeah, so like I said, I'm going to take a sip of coffee, y'all, because I got it right here and it's calling my name. It's really hot here in Texas. Not to digress, but man, kind of wearing me out a little bit. But yeah, so in terms of playing on the tune, right? I mean, you kind of have two options, or at least two options, to try to really just nail every chord in that sequence where you have to go, right? In a certain sense, it's kind of like giant steps in the sense that the first sort of 4 to 8 bars, is it 4 bars? I'd have to count the bars. I think maybe 4 bars is the really hard part, right? Once you get through that, it doesn't get necessarily easy, but it gets a little easier. So you got to figure out a strategy for... Because then after that, it's kind of, you know, 2-5 to C minor, and it goes to the 4 chord, and there's some more common progressions. So one option is, you know, play something on E minor, move it up a half step, play it on F minor. It could be as simple as that, you know, or, you know, some little, you know, maybe you get 4 notes on each chord, you know, 4/8 notes, and come up with a bunch of those. You can go like, you know, play the same idea and transpose it. Or you can look for those common tones, like sometimes I'll go like, play up that same thing that you have in the melody, the idea that the note G takes you through all those chords, and here the note, you know, what note is that? F takes you through those chords. That's another option. A cool thing that I remember, I think Steve Mazikowski told me this, I think he said he got this from Ellis Marsalis, the idea that you could think of, if you want to approach it from a different direction, you could think, okay, E minor, A7 to F minor is also kind of like E minor, A7, A flat. Because is, you know, F minor and A flat. So it's almost like that tritone sub 2/5 thing. That actually sounds kind of cool. So if you go, so instead of F minor to B flat, I'm just thinking A flat major to B flat. And then here, instead of E flat minor to A flat, I'm thinking G flat major to A flat 7. And again, it's that idea of, you know, you're not really reharmonizing it, you're just thinking of different inversions of that harmony so that your line kind of goes against the motion of the bass. In this case, it's kind of like after that A7, instead of going up to F minor, you go down a half step to A flat. And if you follow that idea with your improvising, kind of a cool sound. You're going down, the chords are going up, and it lets you escape from the da, 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 da. Again, it's a similar strategy to what you might employ on something like Stablemates or what's it called? Along Came Betty, those Benny Golson tunes from a similar era, Philadelphia style changes. Maybe they're like the Philly changes. Philly Joe Jones on drums. Lee Morgan, right? Is he Philly? Anyway, so that's a strategy you can use. And the rest of the time, you know, you're just making changes. This tune, of course, is at a kind of a fast tempo, although not as fast as Giant Steps. And they start out on Blue Train. They definitely like creep up. I was trying to clock the beginning, sounds kind of mellow, and then as they get, probably all those syncopations on the head kind of get them to speed up a bit. But it's not crazy, but it's probably 250, between 240 and 250. So it's hard, right? And then, okay, so that lands you with this C minor, A flat major. You're just running changes, you know? That pedal, and you know, a lot of the stuff Train does on that, he'll do some diminished ideas. Like I remember he does that pattern, although he goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I was never able to get it up to tempo, but sometimes I'll try to refer to that pattern. It's just a, you know, B flat half whole diminished where you go and you keep going. I used to try to come up with different ways to finger that line to try to get it to where I could play it fast, that pattern, but I sort of gave up on the diminished patterns, y'all. Something about, I don't know. Anyway, that's another story, but they just, you know, they've been done so many times by so many people that are going to play them better than I ever will. I'm just like, take another approach, but another way to think about that is really kind of just E flat, B flat, E flat, B flat, you know, just kind of 1-5, 1-5. So sometimes I'll just treat it as like E flat, not E flat, or E flat. Then any kind of variation on B flat 7, sometimes I'll go E flat to E flat major to E major. Wow, sorry, I couldn't talk for a second. Oop, went the wrong way. Right, because I get confused sometimes because Stablemates, I did a recent video on that, it has a similar idea, but the 2 5s go the other direction. So you got E minor A to E flat, A flat, and every now and then I'll forget which song I'm playing and I'll go the wrong direction because Moment's Notice, this is a chromatic 2/5 going up a half step, Stablemate's a chromatic 2/5 going down a half step. But you know, it's hard to keep all these ideas in your head sometimes. But and Blue Train is a gold mine of ideas. I believe that's actually where, you know, Coltrane at some point he goes, this idea that I talk about a lot in the book of just an augmented triad on a dominant, you know, resolving when you have 5-1. I believe a few times he goes in various keys, so like a B flat, I think over B flat to E flat, just to descending to B flat augmented triad, then resolving to the major third of E flat. I also like to resolve to the 9 sometimes. Kind of the melody of Minority has that, you know. Just a cool, I call them 5 8th note resolution cells, you know, 3 and 4 and 1 with some alterations or some cool language that you can then resolve. But yeah, the Blue Train, there's, you know, you got Train, you got Curtis Fuller, I think, gets second. Who's third? Did they sneak Paul Chambers in there? I remember they sneaked Paul Chambers in there before somebody. I think Lee Morgan is third, then Paul Chambers, then Kenny Drew. So you get 5 extended solos, some more extended than others, on these changes. So you can, and it's that era, you know, they're very accurate with the chords. So there's no shortage of great vocabulary that you can take from this solo. And I'm sure all these solos have been from this tune, from the solos on this tune. And I'm sure all these solos have been transcribed and they're on YouTube. The current generation is so lucky; all the work has been done. You have like scrolling videos with everything written out for you, but you still got to get it under your fingers. So anyway, I'm going to play a few choruses on this thing and try to explore some of these ideas. I think I got it at about 240, and like I said, forgive me, I tried to tweak the pedal thing at the end of each chorus because it was just that B flat was just like pounded into my skull. So anyway, here you go, Moment's Notice. Hope you enjoy it.